at question 2A of this WAEC question. It says, construct full-size an ellipse having major and minor axes 130 and 50 respectively using rectangular method. Let me read the question again. Construct full-size an ellipse having major and minor axes 130 and 50 respectively using rectangular method. Alright, so let's see how this construction can be done. So we have to construct an ellipse whose major axis is 130 and minor is 50, and then we have to make use of rectangular method. What we are to do here first is to draw a horizontal center line. So we have a horizontal center line. Okay. Then we are going to draw, so we are going to draw a vertical center line. So we draw a vertical center line, so somewhere here in this middle. So we draw a vertical center line. Alright, so the two lines intersect at this particular point, and I'm going to call that point, I call it point O. So this is point O here. Okay. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to divide the major axis by 2, which is 130. So 130 by 2 will give us 65. So I will take a measurement of 65 millimeters on my ruler. So this is 65 millimeters, and I will put the pin here at this point O. So make an arc here on this side and make an arc here on this side. Okay. So I'm going to label this point. I'll call it, this is point A here, okay, and then this is point B for the major axis. Then the minor axis is 50 millimeters. So we divide 50 by 2, and that will give us 25. So I can take that directly. So we have 25. I will take 25 millimeters down from this point O here. So this is 25 millimeters, and I'll take 25 millimeters up, so making it 50 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to call this point, this is point C. Okay, and I have this point to be point G. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is to turn this to a rectangle. So how can I turn it to a rectangle? I will come to this point D here. I'm going to draw a horizontal line to this side, and then draw a horizontal line to this side. Then I will come up here to point C, and I'll also draw horizontal line to this side and horizontal line to this side. Then I'm going to take my set square, so draw a vertical line through point B. Okay, so I'll draw a vertical line through point B. So this is a vertical line. Then I'll come to this point here, point A, also draw a vertical line through point A. So we have the rectangle. All right, so we are going to label this point on the rectangle. So I'm going to start from here. So this is point E. Okay, this is point F, and this is point G, and this is point H. Okay, so we have this rectangle. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is that we are going to divide this distance OA and OB into a number of equal parts. We are dividing distance OA and OB into a number of equal parts. Since OA is 65 millimeters, also OB is 65 millimeters, I will divide into 5 equal parts, and 65 by 5 will give us 13. So we are going to make it 13 millimeters each. So what I'm going to do is to make use of my ruler, okay, to take that distances. Okay, so setting like this. Okay, so I'm going to have this, so divided into 5 equal parts, 13 millimeters each. So this is 13 millimeters. This is 1. Okay, then next, so I have it to be 26. So this is 2. Okay, so then let me just move it. So I have it again. So 13 millimeters. This is 13 millimeters, and then 26 again. So I have 5 points, and then here again. So 13 millimeters each. This is 13 millimeters. Then 26. Make it another 13. Then coming to this point here, I will also take 13 millimeters. So this is 13 millimeters, and then 26 make it another 13. So this is 13 millimeters. So the balance is 13. All right, so we have gotten this point. I'm going to number this point. So this point, I will call it 0.1, and this is 0.2 here. Here is 0.3. Okay, so this is 0.4, and this point here, I will call it, this is 0.5. So on this side, I'll call this 1 prime. So this is 2 prime, this is 3 prime, and this is 4 prime, and then so this is my 5 prime. Okay, we have this. All right, having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is that we also need to divide this distance AH and AE into a number of equal parts, and it should be 5. Okay, so AH is 25 and also AE is 25. So 25 by 5 give us 5. Okay, so it will give us 5 millimeters. Okay, let's quickly do that. So setting my set square like this. Okay, so I'm going to take 5 millimeters each. This is 1, this is 2, here is 3. Okay, so here we have, this is 4, so 5 millimeters each. And up here I also have 1, so I have 1. Okay, then so this is 1, then I have this to be 2, this is 3, and then we have 4, then 5. Okay, so we have this. So this point now, I'm going to transfer them to this side. I'll transfer them to this side. I'll just mark like this. Okay, so coming up here, I will also mark, and here I will also mark. So that's why it is good to have drawing instrument to do this work, so you can quickly transfer. Okay, all right, so then coming up here, so I'll also transfer like this. Okay, so then here I will transfer it here. Up here also I will transfer it. Okay, so then here also I will transfer. All right, so we have done it on both sides. So I'm going to number. So this point here, this is 1, and this is 2. Here is 3. Okay, so here is 4, and already we have 5 at this point. So down here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So we have this on this side. So this is 1 prime, 2 prime, so this is 3 prime, and this is 4 prime. We have 5 here, and this is 4. Okay, this is 5. So prime, sorry, this is 3, so this is 3 prime, this is 2 prime, and this is 1 prime. All right, so we are done with division of the sides into a number of equal parts. So let's see the next thing that we are to do. Very simple. So what we are to do now is that we are going to draw a line. We are going to draw a line from each of these points to connect it with point C. We could draw from each of these points, connect with point D. We do the same thing on this side, from each of these points to point D, from each of these points to point C. So let us start with this. So you have to take it easy. So because distance is very small, so you draw from 1 to C, and then from 2, so from 2 to C like this. Okay, then you draw from 3 to C, so from 3 to C, so it goes like this, and then we draw from 4 to C, from point 4 to C here, so this goes like this. Okay, we have this, and then we come here, so drawing from point 4 here to point D. Okay, then we draw from 3 to D, so that goes like this. Then we draw from 2 to point D, so there is it. Then we drop from point 1 to point D, so that goes like this. All right, so we have this. Then coming to this side, so we draw from point 1 prime to D, so 1 prime to D. Okay, then from 2 prime to D, from 2 prime to D, so this goes like this. Then from 3 prime to point D, so we have this. And then from 4 prime to point D, so we have this. Okay, so then, so coming up here, so we draw from point 4 to C, then from 4.43 prime, so 0.3 prime to C like this, and then from point 2 prime to C, so we draw like this, and then from point 1 prime to C, so we have this. Now let's see the next thing that we are to do. So what we are to do is that we are going to draw a line from this point D passing through point 1 and touching this line 1. Okay, this is what I mean. So you set your just set your ruler to make sure you can see point D and point 1. So draw a line from D to touch line 1. So here we have this point, and then we do the same thing from D passing through point 2. So I need to close this. All right, so we draw from D passing through point 2. So it goes like this. So you draw a line passing through point 2 and it touches line 2 at this point. So we have this. Then we draw from 3 passing through point 3 and touching line 3. So that goes this way. Okay, so we have this. And then we draw from point D again, passing through point 4. So when I draw and it passes through point 4, it will touch point line 4 at this point. So we have all the points up here. So this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and this is point 4 here. Okay, so we have this. So we are going to repeat this the same thing down here. So coming to this point here, so we draw from point 1, so sorry, from point C touching line 1 at this point. Then we draw again from point C passing through point 2 and meeting line 2 at this point. So we draw from point C again, so passing through point 3, so passing through point 3 and meeting line 3 at this point. Then we draw from point C again, passing through point 4 and meeting line 4 at this point. Okay, so here we have this. All right, so we have the points here. So this is point 1, this is point 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So we have this. All right, so we are to repeat the same thing on this side. So let's do it together. So we draw from D again, passing through point 1 prime. So draw passing through point 1 prime, touching line 1 at this point. So draw from point D, passing through point 2, meeting line 2 at this point. So draw from point D again, passing through point 3 and meeting 3 at this point, and draw from point D again, so passing through point 4 and meeting line 4 at this point. So here we have this point. Okay, so these are the points. So these are the points. Okay, so we have this point. So we are going to repeat the same thing from C. Okay, we draw a line passing through point 1. So it goes like this. So touching line 1 at this point. We draw from C passing through point 2. So it passes through point 2. So it goes like this. So it touches line 2 at this point. Okay, so we have this. And then we also draw from C passing through point 3. So passing through point 3. So that goes like this. So touching line 3 at this point. Then we draw lastly from point D. So we draw from point D passing through point 4. So from point C, we draw a line passing through point 4 and it touches this line here. So here we have the points. Okay, so here we have this point 4, this is point 3, this is point 2, and this is point 1. Okay, so let's bring out the shape of the ellipse. So we have to take our French curve. We have to take the French curve. Okay, so let me make use of this. So starting from, so here, these points that we have here, so I need to make use of this to bring out the point. So joining point 4 together with point B, so the 2.4 here together with point B, so we have what we have this. Okay, then so on this part here, so I'm going to connect this point together. So all right, so we are connecting this point together. So I think I can go this way. So we join this point together like this, and then so up here, so I'm connecting these points together. So this goes like this, and then so we come up here, so we join this together. All right, so we have produced a quarter of the whole curve. So On this side, so let's do the same thing on this side. Okay, so we started with this particular part. Okay, so started with this particular part to connect point 4 together with point A. So we connect this together like this. Okay, so we have what we have, this connected. All right, so on this part here, okay, so I'm going to adjust, and then we I'm looking at these parts. Okay, so all right, so we have to join so this point together. All right, so we have produced half of the ellipse. So now let's come to this side. So with this, I can connect this point together like this. Okay, so we have this, and then on this side, so I will also connect these points together to obtain the whole curve. All right, so I can go this way, so just connecting this point together. So here we have the ellipse. So here we have the ellipse, as we have used rectangular method to produce this ellipse, as simple as I've done it here. Thank you, and God bless you.